Welcome to the Conscience YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like this video, and watch some more videos on my channel. Please go to owlcreekcoffee.com. Buy some coffee that is disability owned and operated. Use our promo code LiveChat15 to save 50%. Also go to spreadlovesupply.com. Buy some clothing that shows the world you're spreading love, not hate. Super thanks to this video. If you could, it would go a long way. Cheers. Welcome to the final word. Josh is just getting his microphone and camera on. There he is. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Yo, man, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. You're over your little bug. Get a little bug, eh? Or what was it?
It wasn't so much a bug as it was just it got super dry in here once I installed my ACs.
Right.
And my voice was super everything was super dry. And then because everything is super dry in my lungs overcompensate and produce
Lots of
way
phlegm.
more phlegm. So yeah, doing better.
Okay, cool. Fucking A, you sound like an angel at its baptism.
Well, that sounds totally unlike me as a person, but that's
yeah, exactly. So it's good. You're filling the role. Right on, man. So the final word, maybe we should just give a little, maybe at the start of each episode, just since it's just starting, we should give a little premise of what we're doing here.
Yeah,
you want to do that?
Good. Yeah, I think that's brilliant. So I think, you and I were hanging out a few weeks ago and we were talking about what to do. And, I was just telling you a little bit about my, waning health, so to speak. And you're like, dude, we should do a podcast with just getting out your thoughts, your ideas, your memories, your experiences, everything like that. Get it out there, get it chronicalized, get it out there so people can see it and hear what I have to say because, unfortunately, once I'm, you're not going to have access to this giant brain of mine. So,
do you think there's going to be it's perfect. Do you think there's going to be a situation where you're going to be unable to talk but still be alive? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I think that's a very real possibility. I had a friend of mine, he passed away about a year and a half ago.
Is that Jason?
And Jason. And he didn't talk for the last 4 or 5 years of his life. Now, see, I don't want to get too dark. I don't know. I don't know 100% sure if I would choose to live like that. Because the truth is, if I can't talk, it's because I could no longer swallow, right? That is one of the other things. If I can't swallow, and you know how much I love swallowing.
Oh, yeah, and food. You're a foodie.
Oh yeah, no. I wasn't going to say swallowing cum. No, I don't do that. No, but I love food, right?
Yeah,
and I love dirty jokes. So those are two things you couldn't do.
So you're saying are we getting down to the point where if you can't talk and you can't eat,
I don't know if I want to live.
So but okay, so what about this assisted suicide crap that it's been in the news lately?
Yeah,
I think BC is pretty tolerant of it.
Yeah, it's legal across Canada. I've known other people, some neighbors, friends that have done it, and I'm totally I support when people want to choose to end their own life.
Yeah, it's better than leaving a mess for your friends or family to find.
It's better than just living a shitty, miserable life. Yeah. So I don't want to. I'll have to see when I get there, but
I don't know. I think like I said before, your Duchenne moves so slowly comparatively to other people.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be in this state for years to come, personally. But if not, we'll have all of our last conversations on tape. So that is kind of the purpose of the show. Josh One Day on YouTube. You can go subscribe to him. You can subscribe to my channel as well. We got nobody watching right now because this isn't my normal time slot. But who cares?
Yeah, we started
I just like we did start a bit early. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the best memories. For my mom sent me a newspaper article from '98 of the
Wow.
car accident, of when I got in the car accident. It's actually when I'm
No.
home with casts on my wrists, jaw wired shut, 150 pounds soaking wet, skinny little bone rack, and just like, fuck, man. Life sure has got good since then. So I just want to. We got to touch on everything. Like, we got to talk about everything. We got to talk about the bad stuff,
Yeah.
the politics, the love, the hate, the everything. So why don't we start off
Yeah.
with some good memories? What would you say is your best memory from like 0 to 10? Best memories from that era.
Man, oh man, that's way back. Man, just some little things. Like I remember me and my stepbrother fishing like the Grand River once, and my
Oh, yeah.
dad like trekked through the woods to find us to bring us some like ice cold bottles of Coca-Cola. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, man. That just sort of just stands out in my
It's
memory.
the little things. The first
The
thing you
little
thought.
things, right? Totally.
Yeah.
And he just sat there with us for a bit, and we drank our cokes, and we didn't catch anything worth a shit.
Right.
It was just about hanging out.
And if you caught something out of the Grand, it would probably have like 80 gills and 4 eyes
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, you don't want to eat that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I caught some good bass in the Grand River.
Nice.
I used to live right on it. I used to live on in Galt, right by the hotel there. What's the hotel called? I forget, but right by the bridge on
Right.
by the Food Basics across the street, up the street.
Yeah.
It was nice, man. Galt's actually pretty nice. I don't mind Galt.
Yeah. So I was in Hesler, the north side, and
Yeah, which is the new side, right? All the
Yeah.
modern, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it wasn't too bad either, but the Grand, yeah, it was okay.
I used to buy drugs in Preston. That's really what I think about when I talk about Preston. Oh,
Nice.
fuck. Lionel was born in Preston, man. Lionel was born at Cambridge General. Lionel, born in
I
Preston.
I lived in Preston for a bunch of years, from like age 70 to 17 to like 30.
Yeah.
So I was there for quite a while, and yeah, it was pretty sketchy. You could buy drugs just about anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. You just walked out
Yeah.
like, hey, man, you got any weed? Hey, man, you got any shrooms? Hey, man, you got any of this? No problem. I'd say my first memory that sticks out is probably, it's not really a good one. It's kind of a scary one, but I'm just thinking like first memories. Maybe after I say this, you can tell me your first memory too. But I remember we were in my buddy's basement. This is back in Cape Breton, and we're down in the basement in like the fruit cellar, and they have like outside of the fruit cellar in the rec room of the basement, they have this like like jacuzzi tub type thing.
Right.
And there was some paneling around the bottom of it, but there was kind of like a little path that you could walk around the jacuzzi. And we were in the dark climbing around this jacuzzi. And I was out first. As soon as I got out, his dad was hanging up this friggin' bear hide, and it was the bear's head and skull and the hide, and you could see the bullet holes in it. And I just freaked out, man. I lost my
Oh
fucking
my
shit.
God, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a traumatic experience. Fuck.
Well, how old were you?
Probably 4.
Yeah, no shit. That's
Another one of my first memories, man. My brother shot a bird and blamed it on me. Said it was me that killed the bird, and I believed him because I was like 3 years old. Killed the bird with a pellet gun and told me that I was to blame for it. Like, what an asshole!
Oh, that's gross, man.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that fucks you up as you
Yeah,
get
it
older.
does fuck you up.
Yeah. What's
How
your?
old was he?
He was probably
Like 13?
no 11 or 12 probably.
Okay, fuck. What's my earliest memory? Jeez. I have some memories too. Like I was super young. I was sitting in this cardboard box nailed to my dad's workbench, and I was like 2 or 3 years old. And
Okay.
I just remember being in that cardboard box watching my dad work in the garage or working.
He probably had a box. He's like, I got to keep this kid safe. He can't really walk yet. He's in a fucking box. He's safe. I can leave him there and do my work.
Go
while he's in.
anywhere.
Oh man, what year did your dad die? I wish I would have met your dad.
My dad died 9 years ago. So like literally just before
Just
I met
before
you.
we met. Just before we met. Unbelievable. Wow. So when I first met you, you were still like really grieving your dad's passing.
Yeah, and it was back to back because my brother was just the year before. So it's been a rough time for sure.
Yeah. Did you and your brother, when you guys lived in Cambridge, did you guys like, was he a partier or did you?
No, no, my brother was pretty antisocial. And in
Okay.
fact, like he kind of made it difficult at times for me just to have friends over because he would, just be difficult when I
Like
had friends
like
over and stuff
like
like that.
depressed or angry or what?
Angry, he'd want to argue about little stupid shit. Like, oh, here's a hilarious memory. Hilarious. It's not that like early or first, but whatever. So I got a couple friends over, and I don't know, I'm like 20 at the time, not even 18 probably.
Okay.
And we're watching Mario Lemieux come back after he had been away for like
I
six
remember that.
years or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I got a couple of friends and we're watching the hockey game. And I don't know, my brother wants to discuss or argue or fight about something. And I'm just like, David, shut up. I'm trying to watch the game with my friends. And my
Yeah.
friend, even my friends are like, what's this problem, man? Can you just shut up and leave us alone? And I'm like, I'm trying to. Like, so eventually my brother gets so upset that I won't argue with him that he calls my dad. So, he's still calling dad to solve our
Okay, to solve the
problems,
problem. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Well, he was what, like 16 at this point?
yeah, he's like 17, a
And
year
he was
younger.
kind of and he was
But
kind
he was,
of young for
yeah,
his age, right?
yes, he was always kind of young for his age.
Yeah.
Didn't really understand social dynamics very well, and that includes with like your brother and siblings and stuff. So he called my dad, get this, and because he's disabled, it's on speakerphone. So me and all my friends can hear a conversation. So he calls my dad, expecting to get me in trouble, and he explains the whole situation to my dad. And my dad's like, David, leave your brother the fuck alone.
That's classic. Oh,
It was so amazing. It
Your
was so
dad seems
funny.
like he was a fucking good
Yeah,
guy, man.
yeah, it was because he just realized like my dad, even in that moment, even if I was in the wrong, like he knows I got friends over, just shut up and leave him alone,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
just leave
Like,
him alone. Or be friends with them.
yeah,
Blend
just
in.
hang out, sit down and
Hang
have
out. You don't have to say
watch the
anything.
game, right?
Yeah, watch the game, yeah. Huh. So between you and David, he progressed a lot faster and he was younger. So he progressed
Yeah,
faster and was younger. Okay.
yeah.
Man, it's crazy how old was Jason when he died?
Jason, when he passed, like 27,
So you're a fucking geezer, dude. Have you ever met anybody with Duchenne
I'm
as old as you?
such a I never met anyone older than me, but I know of a few people online
Like, where are they from?
all over. I know a
Okay.
guy in Guelph who's like 42, and then
Right.
like a couple older guys in the States. That's about it.
I think when you upload these, you should put stuff like self help, Duchenne, to attract, because I think people with muscular dystrophy or any kind of
Yeah,
like debilitating disease that is progressive, I think anybody could benefit from hearing these conversations.
yeah, I
Because
do
you've
post.
lived a life full of fucking joy and
Yeah,
you make my life better, and even if you're dead, you have already
yeah.
made my life better, and I will always have you in my life because it will always be better.
That's what I hope
Always.
people remember. On my YouTube channel, I make videos like one of the most recent ish ones were like, if you got Duchenne and you want to live independently, here are the things that you need to
Yes, yes, that's a
do
good
and
idea.
think about and stuff like that. So those types of videos are on my channel. Lots of parents and people with DMD watch them. Lots of young
Right,
people with DMD watch them. So
right.
yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So, what are some other good memories? What about memories of your mom? What about like what's your
Oh
first memory of
man,
your mom?
I don't know about my first, but some good memories of my mom were. So we didn't live with my mom growing up. My parents divorced when we were pretty young. I don't remember a lot of that. Um,
Okay. So pretty much your
So,
parents were separated the entire time that you've been alive, as far as you're concerned.
well, I was about 5, but I just don't seem to remember it a lot.
Right.
And so we would go visit my mom on weekends, right? Like a lot of parents do with shared custody. Now, my mom, I think she realized that, we kind of struggled sometimes back at home with other things, with our individuality, with, just with
Stubbornness. Is that the
some
word you're looking for?
stubbornness.
Yeah.
Well, just like there was some friction. I'm not blaming my stepmom for anything, but there was some friction and stuff like that between my stepmom and between myself and the step siblings. Um, you know, so she realized that when we were there, um, we were kind of able to rest and relax a bit more. If that makes any sense. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we're kids, and we need weekends off. It kind of sounds crazy, but so she
Was that also in Cambridge? They're both in Cambridge still.
no. So mom lived in Brampton.
Oh no
So
shit, eh?
yeah, so we would go there, and like all the time, like she was just trying to make things really special for us. Pick the meals like that we wanted to have. You know,
Tried to be good.
yeah, just didn't always always,
Making the effort.
yeah, making the effort, playing the movies we want to watch, the music we want to listen to, stuff like that. Just kind of spoiled us for the weekends.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So we were talking. Now, where do you want to go with this? Like, do you want to keep on? Is there anybody like you want to like say sorry to, or like thank you to, or
Ooh, that's a good question.
like I'm just curious. Like we're trying to get everything you want to talk about out,
For
right?
sure.
So that anybody who wants to know can watch all this stuff and know exactly who you were.
Yeah.
So like, who are some people that you'd like to apologize to?
That's a good question. Well, I can't remember ever doing anything wrong in my life. So, no, that's not true at all. I've taken the time to apologize to some people. I'm not maybe not going to say their names, but like, when I was younger and living independently, I was pretty, I was angry at times for sure, and I did take it out on some of my support workers, my attendants, right?
I got
And
warned of you when I first started working for ILC that you were a
yeah,
cunt.
like, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't perfect when I was older, but some of that crap when I was older was unwarranted reputation and
Okay.
crap like that just never seems to go away. But yeah, I did reach out to some staff that I know made their lives, well, their work lives miserable. So I
Right.
reached out to them, and they were very to a person. Every single one of them were very gracious when I reached out to them, and I told them like, it was a difficult time in my life, and you were there to assist me, but
Right.
I made it shitty for you, and I apologize. And yeah, it
I
was,
wonder how you go about getting such compassionate, empathic people to just turn their emotions off and fucking be a robot. Because you know what? Because
They
everything
can't.
that it's weird, eh? Like it's weird how people do it for so long and can't switch off can't have any kind of rational detachment. I could, but then even me, man, it even and it didn't ruin me. But I have, speaking of regrets, there's lots of people, because I've supported probably thousands of people in my
Yeah,
life in some way or another, hundreds for
yeah,
sure, and abandoned, like where I just like fucking job changed and I can't work, I can't see you anymore.
yeah,
I've done that a lot, and I really fucking I really have a lot of regrets with that. But for the most part, as I've got older and got medicated and got my shit under control, I have reached out. And like, there's my one guy, Jamie. I'm not sure if he's watching this. He was a chef, and I promised him I wouldn't tell off the boss before I quit, but I did, and it kind of fucked his weekend up. He was camping. He was really pissing me for a long time.
Right.
I was just a snapcase, dude. Like during the manic years, I just like burnt so many bridges, and it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's life, I guess. Though, you know, you got to move on, I guess.
I remember there was this, I'm not going to say their name, but there was this very attractive female attendant that I really disliked. And she kind of was the symbolic or the representative of attractive women who I thought wanted nothing to do with me. So
Right.
I kind of treated her like shit
Right.
because she was hot and she knew it. And I felt like hot chicks wanted nothing to do with me.
Right. So there's almost like a bit of resentment.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
At least you got laid, dude. I'm so glad you got laid. Like, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who wants to die without getting laid? Like, really?
Yeah. That sucks for sure.
That's a big
Yeah,
bucket list
and-
item.
and, like-
what about bucket list? So
And
oh,
she
by the
was
way,
hot too.
right.
So that's good. It wasn't a no-go.
So what was I just gonna say? I was just gonna go to something with that.
Bucket
I forget
list.
what I forget. Oh yeah, bucket list. Do you have any? So oh yeah, I was gonna say this. So the fund to get your door
Oh, yeah.
switched. Me and Emily talked about it, and we're gonna donate $1,000 to that as
Oh,
soon as
my gosh.
as soon as we get the finances organized. Emily's had some fraud on her bank account, and we're gonna put $1,000 into that because we want to get you outside again then. So, and anybody who wants to donate to that, please donate to Josh. What's the link, buddy? Sorry, bud. I just really want that to happen, man. I that's important, you know. And fuck.
Oh, man. That's amazing. Yeah. It's Give, Send, Go /Son for Josh. And it's the number 4.
I figure, especially since I got this fucking microphone for free, I can afford it. So we're gonna drop a G on you, brother, and get
Dude,
you.
that's half of it.
Is it? That's half of it.
Right? No. I mean, the microphone is half of
Oh
what
yeah,
you're-
I know. Yeah, totally.
That's
So
amazing.
we need $8,000, everybody, so Josh can get his door altered, so we can roll his hospital bed outside and have a barbecue and drink a
Yeah.
beer or
And
whatever.
rebuild the back deck and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, $8,000. So that's worthy cause. So I think that's a nice bridge there into something else. Like, okay, so
I'm gonna,
go ahead.
unless you have a question, like, so I've done fundraising before, right? And I've just been, I've been blown away by people's generosity in the past. I've done a fundraising for a van before, and actually, I spent the better part of 9 months
Like the
fundraising.
van?
Yeah, to get my van, right?
Our travel cargo ship.
Exactly. So I had to fundraise about $42,000, and I made that like my full-time job, really.
Right.
And some lessons I learned were just like the generosity of people for me to humble myself. There were times when, I would get frustrated with how fundraising was going.
Right.
And I would try and have like a mindset or a heart of like, this is not OT, this is like other people's generosity, and you need to remember that. So there would be like, I remember for a whole month, I didn't look at any screens. I said, okay, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm asking people to sacrifice their dollars. So I'm going to sacrifice something myself. So I didn't look at screens for an entire month while I was doing the fundraiser.
No,
And
when
it just
was
helped
this?
me. This was like 12 years ago.
Okay, so
13 years ago.
your arm can still reach your face at that point.
Yeah.
So at least you could fucking pick your nose or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And fucking, so you just sat there and did nothing for, you didn't look at screens, you just fucking
Pretty
cruised around your house and ate food and that's it?
Yeah, listen to a bit of music.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Read
You know what, man?
stuff like that.
People got to start, like, my buddy Jay, a couple years ago, we found an amp and a 5-disc CD player and some speakers at the dump. Like, basically, the dump in Port Alice, the dump is so fucking far from us that whenever someone's getting rid of shit, if they don't sell it online, it just ends up at the dump. So now I've been getting my CD collection back. Fucking, I'm blaring tunes all the time. It's important to step away because I have so much shit going on and there's so many relationships that I have with people online, producers, co-hosts, shows, live musicians, all this stuff going on. Sometimes it's good to just like sit it down and listen to an album. Just spin an album, escape into the music. Fuck, dude, it's like the good old days,
Mm-hmm.
What have you been listening to these days?
I don't
You don't
listen
to music
to a lot of music, but I listen to instrumental. If I just want to shut the lights off, I'll tell my
you should listen
my
to some
Amazon
lo-fi.
friend. Lo-fi. I do listen to some lo-fi, but usually I'll ask my Amazon friend to play some like instrumental jazz or jazz,
Oh, cool.
jazz piano. So that's what I.
Dude, I worked at this restaurant in Cambridge called 13. I was a bartender there. I made $1,200 in one night once. I killed it. When I moved back. This is before I moved in with you, right when Lionel was born. Before the second or third time I lived with you. I forget. I've lived with you.
Yeah.
But one of the times when I wasn't living with you, but living in Ontario, when Lionel was born, and it was the best. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so just some like jazz piano, jazz guitar.
Right, that's what I was going to say. I totally forgot what I said. That awkward pause was me forgetting what I had to say.
Nice.
At 13, speaking of the jazz, I used to play like jazz. There was a little bar upstairs, and I had free control over music, and I had like the best jazz playlists. And there's something about jazz, but it attracts rich people, dude. All the rich people who requested jazz tipped like motherfuckers. It was crazy.
That's
what I used to
awesome.
do. Like there was a night there. This is like obviously pre-COVID, pre-everything like that. This is like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and $1,200 night, one night, and that was like that was like a 4-hour shift. Fucking ridiculous, like chaos for 4 hours. Like I was basically just a machine for 4 hours, but it's amazing the money that can be made. What do you think about like? Let's just totally fucking go and switch topics here.
Sure.
I'm a big. Did you hear? Okay, so Elon Musk. I just read an article, and he is building like mini homes that are all self-sustained off solar and stuff. Have you heard about these?
Right. Yeah,
Have you
I think so.
I'm totally fucking getting one, man. You know what, man? Elon Musk. I was skeptical, but fuck, dude. I think he might be a billionaire. But look at what he's doing with his money. Building electric cars and $10,000 houses. Why do people beef with him so much? What do you think that's all about?
Jealousy.
Think that's all it is?
Yeah, there's a lot of jealousy in our society. There's like they believe the lie that if you're a billionaire, you somehow stepped on other people's backs to get there, and that's not necessarily true. I mean, it's true.
So what do you think about that?
It's true of many billionaires, but it doesn't make it true.
Well, and he's a lot of his money is just like tied up in equity too, right? Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have buy all these fucking houses. Like he doesn't have fucking 16 houses across. He sleeps in the fucking warehouse. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The way and him and his family apparently are living in one of these tiny homes. I want to get one of these fucking tiny homes, man. It's all solar panels on the top of the roof. The solar panels power batteries to run stuff at night. There's a Tesla car charger included in the tiny home. Up where I live, it might be kind of tough to have an electric car just because the closest repair shop is in Victoria. That's like a fucking 7-hour drive.
Yeah, that you can't even make it that far on the charge.
No, so I'd have to start. And how long do these fuckers take to charge? Like, how long does it take to charge?
Well, that's the thing. They're working on some of the charging stations. You can get like 80% in 40 minutes or something.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
as the infrastructure builds, like you can stop every, 4 hours to take a piss, get a bite to eat, and charge your car. But they gotta have more charging stations across North
Yeah, because
America.
there's going to be lines. I saw this one video of this guy. He filmed this lady just come up to his house and start and plug his own personal charger in. Apparently, that charger showed up on like a map of chargers in the area.
Right.
So I'm not sure if there's some kind of like a digital signature that allows people to find these things. But she just
Yeah,
she
there's-
just pulled
there's
into his
gotta
driveway
be.
and there's got to be. So she just pulled into his driveway and plugged that fucker in.
That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh. And did you hear
And that's
about?
the thing. That's the thing too. Maybe there's a way that like you have one at your house, right? Somebody comes over, they, plug in their credit card, use your charger, so it doesn't cost you any money, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, if there's a payment option on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the future is electric, and that's why it blows my mind that the left wingers shit on Elon Musk. Yet he's the only one fucking
He's the leader in
mass
half.
produce. He's mass producing electric cars and solar energy. And what is with nuclear? Why do people shit on nuclear? Like what the fuck, man? Nuclear
I don't know.
It is the cleanest fucking output of energy there is.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and it's safe too. I mean,
As long as the places are built properly,
yeah, and there's like these like, man, I gotta do more research. Somebody's telling me they're like mini nuclear plants, and you can put one in like a neighborhood, and they do like 1,000 homes, and it's like the size of a telephone booth.
Right. No
Like
kidding,
how,
eh?
yeah, how great would that be?
Yeah, just pepper them all over the place. Like we could have one to do our entire town.
Exactly.
And now what? Now if one, let's say one of these little telephone booth sized reactors has a meltdown, how far is the damage spread? Way
Well,
less
it's
than-
probably terrible, but like meltdowns of, we've had like 3 meltdowns in the history of planet Earth.
The only problem I
that's
see
not
with
that
mass
many.
production is maintaining them. Like, the thing is, if it's one facility that powers, like, let's say we had one facility that powered all of Vancouver Island, there'd be inspectors on staff, full time inspectors, supervisors. Whereas if we just had these little mini ones, it's like how often are the real professionals coming along to check out these things? The science would have to be maybe Elon Musk will get into that.
Who knows?
nuclear
That'd
power.
be pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems like another thing why people don't like him. It's like, fuck, dude. He's on the spectrum. He's a billionaire and he has autism. Like he should be a spokesperson for people with autism. That's crazy.
And he's technically African American.
Yeah, and he's African American. Jesus Christ. Everything's so goddamn backwards these days.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
know,
to wrap my
right?
head around. That's why I just stick to music, dude. Just like fucking on my YouTube, like with Renaria, we talked about abortion and shit the other night. Like whatever.
Yeah, I saw that. That got pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, I know. Fuck. Well, dude, it's shit that needs to be talked about with people
Yeah.
from both sides of the aisle. We need to have calm, rational discussions. On the music channel, I don't really like talking about this stuff because it's not entertainment.
Right.
It's just more intellectual and deep thinking more than just entertainment.
I'm having trouble hearing you. You're back.
I'm back now.
No, you're back from the mic.
Oh,
I couldn't hear you.
it changes it that much, eh?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, isn't that something? So when I'm up here, this is where it
Yeah,
sounds
it's
the best.
crystal now.
Crystal clear, cool. Yeah, these things are notoriously quiet mics.
Yeah.
That's why you need the cloud lifter and the preamp to power it because
And like, I think I read like 5 to 7 inches is like sweet
ideal.
spot.
Yeah. So when I'm back here, is it difficult to hear me at all, or can you still hear me?
Yeah, go back even a little bit more, and I won't.
Check
Yeah.
1 2. Check 1 2. Test
Yeah.
test.
I can hear you now because you're talking a bit louder. Talk just normally though.
Okay. Hey Josh, my name is Brendan. This is the
Oh yeah, it's real quiet.
real quiet. Eh? So then when I come up here, it's just back. That's cool. But and
Yeah.
that's what you need, and that's why you got a dynamic microphone because it cancels out all the. That's why you got to be. So
Yeah, it
fucking
doesn't
close
get
to
as much of the ventilator and background noise, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How is the ventilator going? How's your staff dealing with that? How's everything going?
Uh, Staff are good. They're doing a good job.
It's pretty simple now that you don't have to get out of bed, eh?
Yeah, that adds a layer or subtracts a layer of complexity because I'm
Yeah, no,
always just on the one machine and things like that.
yeah. So you never switch machines unless you're getting a suction,
Hardly ever unless I need to do something to that machine.
right?
Hey, can I actually take a 5 minute break to clear my lungs?
Sure. I'll get a song on.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, buddy. We're gonna listen to something chill. One of my new band's tunes. Let's listen to a love song. No, Addicted. Let's listen to Addicted. Okay, this is the Addicted. One of my band Tab. We're gonna have to change her name though because we got a new guy. We got a new drummer. So this is it. Addicted.
I'm thinking every day about leaving, but something always tells me to stay. The feeling in my brain.
This is the hardest song to sing ever. Fucking, it sounds like shit. Oh well.
But maybe you take it away. Addicted.
This part's cool. I like this part.
You are the drug, and I am the fool. Addicted to you. You are the drug, and I am the fool. Addicted to you. You are a drug, and I am a fool. Addicted to you. You are the drug, and I am the fool. You see me. I'm fading away. So come and get me. Something always tells me to stay. Believe me. Oh Lord, I pray. So come and save me. Everything is fading to gray.
Nice, buddy.
Addicted
To you. Need some
You
work.
are the drug.
Need some work. But we got a new drummer. So did I tell you the story? Fucking. So we got to the stairs recarpeted. So the flooring guy comes over, and he sees the No Effects sticker on my car, and he comes in right away. He's like, "Oh, I saw that No Effects sticker." I'm like, "Oh, you like punk rock?" And we shoot the shit. Turns out we listen to all the same bands. And he's a
Nice.
wicked drummer, and we're actually having him on a Wilkshake Wednesday coming up. They're
Very
going to
cool.
come on the first week in June, I guess, and we're going to listen to one of their albums. And today, he got me in touch with this girl podcaster that's actually out of Port Hardy. It's like a punk rock, all girls and punk rock thing. So I reached out to
Nice.
her too. So I might actually have some local podcast. I might even be able to do a local interview coming up. It'd be
I got a
super
question for you.
fun. Okay.
Are you hearing a lot of good punk rock out of Australia lately?
The one band that I always listen to is called Frenzel Rom. They're like old school from back in the day. They've been around since
Oh,
the
okay.
90s. And so I don't know about new punk rock though. No, I know lots of new hip hop, like the rapper tag. We're on Fridays. We're gonna showcase Australia pretty soon. As soon as we're done with Leap Pata, we're going into
Nice.
Australia, New Zealand. Yeah.
Because I heard somebody talking about like great punk rock coming out of Australia,
Australia's got an
And-
amazing music scene.
and you're talking about rap too, and both rap and punk are like, you know, fuck the system type stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, no no country, no advanced country, more so than Australia, had crazy lockdowns, crazy restrictions.
They had
and
insane
stuff like that.
martial law, dude.
Yeah.
Martial law.
So I wonder if it's like all this awesome music is like a reaction
a reaction, a tidal wave from the it's a revolt. It's a revolt
because of the tyrannical dictatorship of the terrible prime minister in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Australian politics, but I know they had it fucking rough, and I know
They
that
still do.
I have lots. Yeah, is it still martial law in Australia?
Well, they got the same dictator type prime minister in. I recently heard out of Australia they're going to start charging people per kilometer in their car.
Like
To
a
fight-
charge for driving?
Yeah, essentially.
Wow. Do they have an electric? I'm sure Elon is going to put some Teslas out there too.
But electric cars won't be exempt.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I
what's the
think
end game?
they'll have a lower charge. End game is to end car ownership and
See what the fuck am I supposed to do with no car when I live 60 kilometers into the bush? Like really? I'm not moving to the city, you know?
yeah.
And if I have to get a fucking Flintstones car with the fucking bottom cut out of it so I can run around, if it gets to that point, I'm just gonna drive illegally. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, there's really around the world there's some weird draconian laws being put into place, like limits on how you can drive. In Scotland, they're talking about, or maybe it's Ireland.
So,
where
that's obviously on the premise for climate change, right? Like that's the idea behind it.
and so it's being overhoused now. If you're an old 65-year-old couple that raised 4 kids in a house, and you're now in a 4 or 5 bedroom house, you're overhoused and you're gonna pay more taxes.
To encourage people to move into smaller living situations. I don't know why they want everybody in the city. Like, what the fuck? Why don't we spread people out? Like, it's the best idea to get
They want
everybody out
everyone
of
in the city. They want everyone in the small. They don't want anyone to own.
Yeah.
They don't want you to own your car, own your house. Private ownership is going the way of the dodo bird.
So now, okay, that's on a macro scale. Like we're in Canada. What legislation has been passed, if you have any idea, that is kind of proving this for Canadians?
Well, the carbon tax is no good. The fact that even property taxes exist is a total scam.
Yeah, it is a total
Right?
scam, man. I bought my
Right?
house. Why the fuck do I pay property taxes?
Yeah,
I own the land.
ridiculous.
Who owns the land?
Yeah.
I own the land. You don't own the land. Why am I paying for it?
But if the government wanted to come put a highway where your house is, you think you're going to stop them?
No. Well, okay. So what would let's say? Yeah, I live in a zone that's going to be constructed into a highway. What's the process the government goes down? Like, do they just say
They probably just give you what they think is a fair amount of money, and you take it or take it.
so? What happens if you say fuck no? I'm staying where I am because I've heard of people doing this and like rebelling
They
against
probably
that, and having
arrest
highways
you.
built. What's they arrest you?
Probably.
What law do you think you're? Because I've heard funny stories of people like avoiding that and having a road that now has a big curve in it around this guy's property. I've seen videos like that. That's probably in different.
Yeah,
countries, though.
that's rare and in weird countries. But like, there's eminent domain laws in Canada that say, like, if it's for the greater good of society, we take it.
Huh. So what do you think about this Pierre Poilievre guy?
Yeah, I got mixed feelings. I think he's a bit opportunistic.
Yeah, he's a little weasel, eh?
Yeah, but he's kind of saying the things I kind of like, but how much he actually believes it, I don't know. Because
You think he's more of a showman than an actual worker?
He could be. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think he's
Obsessed with being prime minister one day and willing to do and act in any way to get there.
Yeah, I think he realizes he caught like when he when he supported the truckers, he caught a wave of popularity, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, I can do something with this."
And
And yeah, I think that's his
opportunistically-
goal.
yeah,
That's his goal,
opportunistically
is to
got
win.
on it. To win, yeah. That's a fucking problem
Yeah.
with politics, dude. Like I pondered. It's like, why on earth do we not have the smartest people running the politics and not faces? Why aren't we basing political leaders
'Cause we
on
don't-
intelligence? Why not?
Because we don't pay them enough.
But what
Because
we
if you're Elon Musk smart, do you want to make billions a year, or do you want to make
hundreds of
150?
thousands?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, but there's a lot of brilliant people who don't want money and don't make it to be a billionaire. You know,
Yeah,
like we're pretty smart.
But
We're
the-
not billionaires.
yeah, but they're usually doing other stuff that isn't as stressful and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a politician, it's a good way to accumulate power, but it's not
Yeah.
really great for your life
Right.
in any other way. You don't
Right.
get rich unless you're crooked. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
an easy job.
Yeah, like
It's
how on
not an
earth
easy
does
job if
fucking-
you do it. If you do it right, it's a difficult job.
Yeah, if you do it right, yeah. It's amazing how these past presidents, they have these $3 million houses. Like, how on earth did you get that? It's got to be crooked. There's no other way. I mean, public speaking is one way.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess
not
they can
even
get
past presidents. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Like, she's been in public office her whole life.
60 years or something. Yeah.
Yeah. She never should have made more than $150,000 a year, but she's
Yeah.
somehow worth like $40 million.
Yeah. How does that happen? How does that happen?
Yeah, kickbacks,
Yeah,
kickbacks, and slush funds, and you know,
corrupt shit.
yeah.
Chuck Atkins is here. Chuck is coming on tomorrow with Collective Assets. He says smart people don't want to be involved with politics because most of the
Yeah.
smartest people don't want to deal with politics. That is
Exactly.
totally fucking true.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, Chuck. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. We got Gorilla Strong here, Irma Sirani. They stopped in. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Irma, how's it going? Irma
She's
and I
from,
were
she's from
kinda chat-
Indonesia. She's from Indonesia.
Yeah, she and I were chatting sort of a little bit back
Oh,
and
yeah?
forth during the live stream the other day. We're
Oh yeah.
commenting on similar things and whatnot.
Hey, do you want me to put this on Spotify?
If you want to,
I think tonight I don't have anything. I'll edit this tonight, but that still gives me like 7 hours worth of work to get through.
Sure.
Where there's nothing to do. So I think I've been working on this podcast, Conscience Cast, where it's actually all of my podcasts all in one channel.
yeah.
So maybe I'll upload it to that, and then because I got like all reaction radios, Milkshake Wednesday, Bren and Bren React. I got it all on there, and this can be on there too.
That'll be awesome.
Cool, man. So
Yeah, I'm moving pretty much all my stuff to one channel as well. So
it's the way to do it, dude. It's
Yeah.
just so much easier. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking, like last night, I made all these shorts, and it's like, fuck, man, they don't even do well anyway. What the fuck is the point of doing it? Like I've been listening, reading up a lot on and watching Gary Vee, and he you know him. He
Oh, yeah.
released this like content manifesto. And basically what I'm doing is what you're supposed to do. Make a big, long piece of content like we're doing, section that up into 7 or 8 smaller videos, and make a
Yeah.
whole bunch of shorts out of that. But fucking, I just find the shorts, maybe for you, it might work for Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but for YouTube, the shorts just aren't picking up. I
Yeah.
don't know.
see, when you've given me, or actually, I ripped the files right off of YouTube.
page.
So you post like 8 videos. I download all of them, and then I pick like 3 or 4 of the ones I like the best, and then,
Right.
then I put the long form as well.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to get people watching the long form, but like me and Ren have had a lot of success just doing viral artists. Like it ends up being like 3,000 people sometimes watch the long form, you
Nice.
know, and like an average watch time of like 20 or 30 minutes. So it's people are watching it, but that you got to keep in mind, like as far as the music stuff goes, my channel is established. As far as this kind of stuff goes, like I've never done this, right? Like
Yeah,
this guy, Mr. L. Boyd, a big reactor, like 500,000 subscribers, came on my show kind of randomly a couple weeks ago, and And what he did is he started up a secondary channel. It's only got like a couple thousand subscribers, and
Right.
all he talks about is social issues and politics. Like the other day, he was talking about racism and just about how racism existed for centuries in many cultures and many skin tones and not only in Western America. It's still going on today, right? It was just really cool,
Everywhere.
real level-headed, bipartisan, nonpartisan, really view at the facts. Just facts only. And it's really nice. I recommend it. And he's a black dude too, so he's got perspective. And he's been all over the world and lives in Spain, so he's got worldly perspective. I recommend you check him out. I think you'll like him.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, he's real smart. He's real like fact based, which I really appreciate.
Speaking of people of color who have lived all over the world, I got this friend. His name's Botan, and he's like, I've lived in China, Middle East, like Iraq, Turkey, United States, and somewhere in Europe. And he's like, by far, the two least racist countries I've ever lived in are Canada
and the
and
US.
the US.
I know. Yeah, I think a big problem of it is that
People
like when
don't know,
I see
man.
a black dude, when I see
They're
a
in a
native dude,
bubble.
when I see an Asian dude, I treat them like everybody. I look them in the eyes when I talk to them, and I'm not scared to talk to them. I think some people are just so intimidated of acting like they might be racist that they end up coming off as racist because of their reluctancy to be honest. Like, dude, you got to be honest with people.
Yeah.
People, just because they're a different race, they're smart as fuck. They're probably smarter than you. They're reading you like a fucking book. Stop being so nervous and shit. Just get over it. Fucking get over it.
Exactly.
That's what I've learned over the years. But I just remembered before we talked about your charity or your fundraiser. We not your charity. Your charity's Duchenne. Your fundraiser is for you. Let's get bucket list. Let's end off the show with bucket list. What is on your bucket list?
That's a good question.
Because this is a perfect way to end the video. Because this conversation right now will be its own little video. Like Josh's bucket list.
Okay. I don't really have a bucket list, but I actually thought this today. If there's one thing that I'd like to do before I pass away, I would love the opportunity to have Jordan Peterson sit in my living room and I could chat to him for about 3 or 4 hours.
And
That
film
would
it.
be, yeah.
Let's talk about Jordan Peterson, dude. Like, fuck. Okay, go ahead.
We should.
Finish. We should.
But yeah, I would just love to talk with him for, a handful of hours and just talk about what I think is important and just like, I think other than that, I don't really have a bucket list because, right now my bucket list is conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want is I want to have
Honest conversation.
good, honest.
And now we're old enough now, man, that we got nothing to lose. If people don't like my blunt points of view, then they can just fuck off. I don't need it. Fuck it. I'm at the point now where it's just I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing. I'm a fucking knowledge seeker. That's all I am.
Yeah,
and if a conservative has a good point, I'll say, that makes sense. If a liberal has a good point, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because socially, people call me, my brother called me a social liberal fiscal conservative. That's what he labeled me as. I don't know what that means. I also got labeled as a minimalist by my buddy Dave, who's a real kind of hardcore libertarian. He called me a minimalist. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
It means you don't have a lot of extra stupid stuff for no good reason.
Yeah, just keep it small. I want government small, dude. Not like small, like too small. Like small enough. Just small, not too big. Just enough, and that's it. Enough, and that's it. No excess. I want you to be able to get your money for your shit. I want me to be able to get my money for my shit. I want disabled people to be able to get their money. I want roads to be built. I want education to be free eventually. I want socialized healthcare. I want these things, but I want it to be as small as possible without any overexpending on unnecessary things. And that's where it comes into, what's unnecessary? I don't know. We need to elect some group of people of the general public, elected officials to vote on that and decide on that, or we all vote on it. You know, I'd like to see, I'd like to see community-based government have more legislative power to run the way they want to run.
Yeah.
Taxes, infrastructure,
Smaller-
healthcare. Smaller the better.
Smaller, like community, right? Not
Yeah, like
top-down.
Port Alice. You know,
Yeah,
Waterloo. Waterloo would have
bottom-
its own rules to follow.
Bottom up, not top down, right?
Exactly, bottom up, not top down. That's exactly right. So Jordan Peterson, I actually one of my most watched video. Well, not lately, but in the first year that I had this channel, one of my most watched video was me just reacting to Jordan Peterson. I think it was an attack that he was receiving. One of the most misunderstood guys in the world.
I think so.
Because, and you know what, man, it's because he's I don't want to sound like a dick here, but he's sticking up for men. You know, and what's wrong with that? What is
Yeah.
wrong with men being proud to be men? What is wrong with that? Like I'm
Nothing.
proud to be a masculine alpha male. I'm proud of it. I've made some really bad decisions and I've treated people like shit sometimes, but all I can do is learn and try and make myself better each day. There's nothing changing my psychology. I'm masculine. I can't help it. There's nothing wrong with that. Me and Renari were talking about that. And I think people get misconstrued as to what masculine means. I don't really look at masculinity in the traditional sense anymore. I think to me, being a man and being masculine is being self-sustained, taking care of your own fucking business in a respectful way, and if necessary, being a provider. And if you are deemed the provider of a relationship, you better bust your ass to make sure your shit's fucking paid for. Being responsible and being a good role model. Other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
I might as well be a woman. Those are the only fundamentals that I have, right? Like it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to be a man. You know. Anyway,
I agree.
and I think we were talking about like differences between men and women. I said basically a man can beat a girl in an arm wrestle. Other than that, that's about it. That sums it up for me. For me as a person, that you know, like exactly like we're stronger physically. Are we stronger mentally? I doubt it. Maybe I doubt it though. You know, there's a lot
We're
of things
just
that go against the
different.
development. Just different.
Well,
it
people are
depends.
different, right?
Everyone's different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like between, so I think there are differences between the sexes, but I think there's more similarities than there are differences.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and I think
That's
there
well
are,
said.
and I think there are men with like more, you know, traditionally feminine traits,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that. And then there's women with more traditionally masculine traits, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like
either.
my wife was a carpenter. She likes guy shit. You know,
Yeah.
She was married to a woman. You know, like
There
I
you
was
go.
married to a woman. We have that in common. You know,
Yep.
she's like if someone's gonna fix something around my house, it surely isn't fucking me. You know me and fixing shit. I don't fix shit. I'm the fucking worst at fixing shit. I'm the worst at working hard. My wife works hard. She fixes shit. My wife is the leader of the household. To be honest, I just bring home the bacon, and now she's got a whole bunch of money, so I don't even need to do that anymore. So basically, my role has been diluted to nothing. I'm just a consumer now. You know, my wife runs the show, dude. Like she does most of the work for Lionel. She does most of the work around the house. I work more. You know, I work overnights and shit. But it is kind of like a traditional relationship. Like I bring home the bacon. She takes care of the house.
Yeah.
I do what I can. Like, of course, if I wake up and I got time before I got to go to work, of course I'll do the dishes. Usually I just say this is how much control my wife is. I say, what can I do? Like, what's on your list? You know, she's got the house under control. I just offer my hands when I can. So, in fact, I'm in a situation where I'm a masculine alpha male that is not the leader of my household. So isn't that something?
Yeah, well, there's like different relationships for everybody, you know. It just changes. It can change from time to time. It changes from relationship to relationship. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. It's just whatever works for you too, right? Like,
Yeah.
why would anyone else have something to have? Like, why would anyone have something to say on the matter? It doesn't fucking affect them. You two are the ones doing it, so
Yeah.
the fuck, right?
Just sort out the tasks. We just basically go like, whoever's best at this is in charge of it. You know?
Yeah,
Easy as that. Works out simple. We don't argue. We don't fight. You got to be adaptable too, right? And that, you know, I've actually, speaking of Jordan Peterson, because I think I'm gonna send this whole clip to his social media and see if we can get him to come visit you.
That'd be all right.
Because he lives in Toronto, right? So I mean, he's like a fucking
Yeah.
hour away. Maybe he can make it work.
Yeah, he's like
We'll see
an
what we can
hour
do.
away from
I don't know much about him, but what I've seen about him and the people that I have met that enjoy him, I seem to enjoy. So, you know, I haven't watched every single fucking video. I follow him on Instagram, and once in a while, he's always putting out memes of quotes and sayings. I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool. But I do know somebody who is a psychologist who was taught under him and said he was one of the best professors they ever had.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Why do you think the media latched onto him and demonized him?
I think, like you said, because he stands up for
man.
men,
Yeah.
and he talks about personal responsibility, and he's not into identity politics, and the media is totally into identity politics.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything good.
No.
Yeah, it's like there's this attempt to diminish individuality and like this
Oh, yeah.
to push for a collective. And I realize that is like a predominant trait of anarchy, which I used to kind of support, but I don't know if I want to, you know, have a different life than I have now. I like my little life where I'm in full control of my life. You know, I own my house, I own my car, I
Yeah.
have a son, I own my truck, I own my guitars, I own my computer, I own this microphone. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to give that up. I think
It's
maybe
your life.
if it was this time 20 years ago and I was being offered like social assistance for free and free medical and free benefits, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm taking the easy road out. But now that I've earned it, now that I've spent my life earning these things, I don't know if I want to give them up. And I think that's what happens, you know, like I think as you get older, it's just a natural occurrence to slant more conservative. You know, like I used to be like a fucking
Oh, for
wild
sure.
liberal. And now I'm just like, I don't know. And as I've grown older, like I found more comfort
Of course,
in being
you want to
fiscally
protect what
responsible.
you have.
Yeah,
You
I
want
do.
to
I
protect
do.
your wife, your kid, your
Yeah.
property.
And
right?
I think we've done a
the
pretty good
life
job.
that you built.
Yes, the life
Yeah.
that I built over time, you know? Fuck, that reminds me of the life that I built. Fucking my mom sent me a newspaper article of the actual newspaper article when I got home from the hospital in 1998.
Yeah, you mentioned that right at the beginning.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's so cool.
Crazy. Yeah, insane. Insane to read, you know? Got some things wrong. Spelt my name wrong, which pissed me off. Fucking
Yeah,
writing an
well.
article about a kid and they spell his name wrong. Fucking Brandon. It said Brandon instead of Brendan. Fucking assholes. But anyway.
Donuts.
So cool, man. I think this was a good show. Do you want to cap it off here or what?
I think so. It's a good idea.
Is there anything you want to add to the conversation? We talked about your bucket list. We
No,
talked
man,
about
it was
some
good.
memories. We talked about
It's a good chat. We're going to talk
pretty
about
random.
a lot of. It was random. It was all over the place. I
Yeah,
think
all over
that's
the
how
place.
most of these are going to be. I
Yeah.
think we're just going to, you know, there's so much to talk about, and but we got so much time. So
Exactly.
It
Once
doesn't
we can cover a
matter,
lot,
right?
and that we can cover a lot. And you know,
If
there'll
next week-
always be new stuff to talk about too. Like there'll always
of
be
course,
current
if
events.
next week all we do is talk about French fries, like who cares?
Who cares?
Like,
Yeah.
we got plenty of time.
We're gonna cover it, dude. This is the final word. I've gone the opposite. I grew up in a pretty conservative environment. As I've gotten older, I've lived in other states and cities. I became quite more liberal. Right on, Chuck. Well, we're probably on the same page then. Somewhere, I kind of hover in the center somewhere. You know, like I don't know. Just everyone's different. You know, but we can all get along. That's the most important thing.
For sure.
So thanks for watching, Chuck. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Josh. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to play the ads at the end here, so you can turn your camera off whenever you want.
All right, peace, brother. Thanks, everyone.
Peace. I'll see you backstage in a second. Welcome to the Conscience YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like this video, and watch some more videos on my channel. Please go to owlcreekcoffee.com. Buy some coffee that is disability owned and operated. Use our promo code LiveChat15 to save 50%. Also go to spreadlovesupply.com. Buy some clothing that shows the world you're spreading love, not hate. Super thanks to this video. If you could, it would go a long way. Cheers.